There was a little town that grew up on this land. A land where communities have been for thousands of years. A land that changed when newcomers arrived. A place that transformed into a bustling fur trading post with people coming from far and wide. A land that saw its way of life change. The community and connection faltered. Eventually, the fur trading post was left behind, in disrepair and largely abandoned. But the people mobilized. They volunteered to start clubs, to create a school board, to represent the town in government affairs. They started to think of themselves in a new way, to believe in and defend their way of life, and to create the kind of place they wanted to live. The little town survived. The sense of community prevailed. The center of connection was revived. The efforts of the people saw the little town grow up to be a beautiful and thriving city. The city we know and love today. The city that has been built by people who have been part of this land for thousands of years, and those who have come here from all over the world. This is our city. This is our home. The story of our past is what makes us who we are today.
I like seeing history relived and available for people today to see and appreciate.
I missed architecture and old stuff when I moved back from Europe, and Fort Edmonton was the place that drew me in. And then I heard about volunteering, and the rest for me has been history.
That's true. And we've been friends ever since.
I know.
5 years.
Very nice.
When you have something like historical building put in Fort Edmonton, it brings out the stories that are behind the scenes, I say the hidden stories.
The Fort Edmonton Foundation has been preserving that story for over 50 years. The story of our past at Fort Edmonton Park.
Hi, I'm Aaron Paquette, the Honorary Chief Factor for the Fort Edmonton Foundation. Fort Edmonton Park is a place for everyone in our community, and the Fort Edmonton Foundation is a pillar of strong community, one that saw people band together to help build and expand Fort Edmonton Park for over the last 53 years. But there is so much more to that. Why is Fort Edmonton Park so important to our community? Why do we care so much about the history of our land and people? How does this impact me and my story, or you and your story? Most importantly, why should we give to historical places? Well, let's find out. Let me take you on a journey through time. Come on. Fort Edmonton was built in a region that had been a crossroads of life for centuries. Indigenous people lived on the land for thousands of years. Explorers discovered this land, and eventually, Hudson's Bay Company set up the most important trading post in the West, Fort Edmonton. It was located on the banks of the North Saskatchewan River, attracting farmers and merchants from all over the world. But one day, the Hudson's Bay Company ended their administration of this territory, and the fort was left abandoned. In 1915, sitting in the shadow of the Alberta Legislature building, the fort was torn down. A piece of history was erased. But for the next 50 years, there were many passionate citizens who made efforts to find a way to rebuild the old fort and preserve its memory. No progress was really made until 1966, when the Rotary Club of Edmonton was celebrating its 50th anniversary. Their membership agreed to establish a memorial at Fort Edmonton, and in 1969, the Fort Edmonton Historical Foundation was created and forged ahead with rebuilding the fort. Fort Edmonton Park opened its doors for the first time in 1974, and since then, the foundation continues championing projects in the park. We have been continuously working with our partners and community to expand it into a world-class living history museum right here in our River Valley. It took 50 years to get the reconstruction of the fort off the ground, and another 50 years of hard work and passion to create this citizens project and great gathering place. Fort Edmonton is a gift to our city, one that we can share with each other, with visitors from our province, our country, and around the world. Please think about your story and consider how your generosity today will play a part in ensuring everyone can see themselves in Edmonton's great history at Fort Edmonton Park. Thank you for your support of the Fort Edmonton Foundation.